get yourself a glass of red wine, some champagne. You might even want a beer. Do you know what I mean? I don't care what time it is. This is a special occasion. I don't know if you guys remember, I've loved getting into Strictly this year. And I know people have really been throwing themselves into the TV shows like Strictly, like I'm a Celebrity, because it reminds them of a normal time, something that just takes them away from the discussion around Brexit, takes them away from discussions around the coronavirus. And, I've really, really had a good time watching it. It was really sad when Clara left. I was rooting for Clara, but, I'll get over it. I'm dealing with it, but it's not about me. It's not about me, but I'm still quite upset about it. Anyway, I managed to have a catch-up with Strictly judge Craig Revel Horwood, and we had a bit of a chat. We became best friends, and loads of stuff happened. Have a listen to this.
Yeah, I'd love to know why.
Okay, well, you were on my side when you wanted to vote and save Clara instead of Jimmy Lang. So I was just like, yes, come on, we've got to save her.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that wasn't bound to happen. I'm still trying to get this campaign going online, hashtag Justice for Clara. But, that is Strictly, that's the beauty of it. You go in, you have someone you're rooting for, you have someone you want to follow all the way to the end, and sometimes, the dreams aren't fulfilled. Anyway, Strictly now is a proper institution. I'm like, you've got a new DVD coming out of all the best dances of the last 16 years coming out soon, haven't you?
Yeah, that's with Shirley, and it's called Shirley and Craig's Perfect 10, and it's a collection of routines that we've all scored perfect scores. There are some in there that aren't quite so perfect, but we try towards the end of it to try and come to some agreement together of which ones we thought were the absolute ultimate, and it was really good fun to actually put something together for people after the 19th of December, so it makes a wonderful Christmas present for people, because they'll be able to, pop it on and relive a lot of the fantastic memories that, we've all shared over the years. There's Kelvin Fletcher, of course, Stacey Dooley's on it, the wonderful Debbie McGee is on there with that fabulous tango, Emma Barton, Ori Abduba, the list is endless, but absolutely really good fun and a great stocking filler.
Was it quite hard to sort of select the best, because you get a lot of pretty decent talent coming through Strictly, don't you?
Yeah, well, we proved that this year. I mean, it's really tough year because everyone was so good from the outset. I mean, who knew Bill Bailey, for goodness sakes, was going to rocket up the charts, That was sort of the least expected. I mean, obviously we expected Harvey to do well, but he has done exceptionally well. And Maisie, Clara, as you were saying, I'm so sad to not have her in the semi-final or the final, really, because she was absolutely fantastic. I think, one of the best dancers I've ever seen is Clara actually doing the Charleston. Absolutely amazing, just terrific. So, and of course, Shirley and My DVD is a celebration of everything Strictly. So it's one of those homely sort of entertainment things that you'll just want to watch over and over again.
And now, over the years, we just said, been some amazing talent come through the doors. Who's been your favourite, though? If you can pick a favourite, Kevin Fletcher, how about Stacey Dooley, Anne Widdecombe? She smashed it. Do you know what I mean? People kept her in.
Yeah, I know. She went to week 11. Unbelievable. I mean, that is one of my favourite dancers to look at, the samba that she did with Anton Dubek, of course, throwing her around the floor and using her as a hoover. It was quite extraordinary. And of course, you've got to include those sort of moments. That she was one of my favourite contestants. Also, Jill Halfpenny back in Series 2. That was the first time I ever got my 10 out. I didn't give a 10 at all in Series 1. And Series 2, it was in the final. And so that always has left an impression on me. And I can always replay that particular dance in my mind as, Jill set the bar really for any celebrities that were coming on from Series 3. But I mean, we're up to Series 18. It's insane, isn't it, really? I mean, It's been fantastic, though. And it has given people, I think, at home something to look forward to in this terrible time, that we've been living in the last 9 months. Some sort of normality, of course, up until Christmas. So it's really, really nice to be able to bring something like this out that can go beyond Christmas, and everyone can watch it through the year when they miss Strictly. So I'm looking forward to getting on with the next Strictly, actually.
Honestly, you're right. And I think, was it the first couple of episodes of Strictly this year were pulling in about 9-10 million people? And you said you're on series 18. Things barely last 2 or 3 seasons. So you're right. It's more than an institution now. It's a staple. And especially now, it's rescued so many people during this very, very difficult time. So I want to say chuffed or proud, honoured to be part of that.
Oh, completely. I mean, I remember when I first started, I gave the show literally 3 weeks before it was off air. And how wrong was I? It really has stolen the hearts and minds of the nation entirely. And as you say, become an institution now. And as the only judge that's been on it, since the beginning and done every single show, it's quite extraordinary. So I'm touching wood as we speak, darling, that nothing happens to me and I get through the next 2 weeks. But absolutely fantastic. So lucky and so proud of the BBC to even get it on during, the whole COVID crisis. And because it's no mean feat. It's a huge show to, make everyone feel safe at work, and I think they've done an incredible job.
Honestly, I hope we can. I hope you hit that hard 20. You know what I mean? Just round it off and solid 20 seasons at the very least, Craig. No doubt you will. And obviously, this region, Hull, East Yorkshire, Northern Lincolnshire, represented by Kevin and Joanne from Grimsby. And have you been able to learn much about Grimsby over the past few years with them being part of Strictly?
Well, Kevin really has put it on the map in a way, hasn't he? Which is brilliant. And of course, he's going to be starring in Strictly Ballroom, the musical that opens next year, that I'm directing. And we can't wait to get that on because that's been put back a whole year. So that opens at the end of September in Plymouth, which would be great. And then it's doing a huge tour around the country and for a year. So it's going to be great to see Kevin back on the stage, as well as all the pantos that are going on now, which is good because mine was certainly they were all cancelled from Bristol and where I was meant to be in Southampton, and now I'm doing Woking and I start that on Thursday actually. So wow. Very lucky, that Woking is now in tier 2 and they can move the theatres or move the performers around to the theatres that can have COVID-friendly performances, which is great. They're an hour-long show. I'm doing Robin Hood, so I'm playing the Sheriff of Nottingham. So Ooh. I'm not in the corset, not in drag, but he's still going to be quite camp, I think.
Brilliant, the Sheriff of Nottingham. He's sticking it to the Robin Hood and his bandits, isn't it? Now, get some. You've got to throw as much shade as you can while you get the opportunity within the 60 minutes. And I just think it's great that the show can and must still go on. Craig, one last question for you because I know you're doing the rounds today. I understand that you're a writer as well. You got your first Christmas novel and all the merch coming out this year. What's going on? Do you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, it's called Dancers and Dreams on Diamond Street, and it's based on, probably my character, really, who's called Danny in the book. And it was a whole host of fantastic stories that I had from the 90s when I was in a house share, making the transition, becoming a dancer into a choreographer and a director, and all the ups and the downs, and of course, sharing a house with 5 other people was not easy when you had no money and you're really desperate. So it was a fantastic, a lot of tales to tell. I just basically changed all the names and told the stories as I know them. And it was really good fun to write and something to do through the lockdown as well.
Brilliant. Craig, so, that sounds amazing. Is this a side to you that we don't really get to see?
Well, I guess so. And plus it's fiction, so you could have a bit more fun with the characters. I amalgamated some of them, but there's all types of characters in there. It's not just a whole bunch of young people. There's older people living in the house with us, with the characters. And, of course, all the trials and tribulations that entails, And I just loved it. I loved it so much, I'm going to write another one.
Craig Revel Horwood there chatting to us.